Have you ever wondered why, even as we grow older, our deepest desires don't simply disappear? What happens when your heart still yearns, but your body, your circumstances, or even your relationship don't align? In today's video, we're diving into a powerful, often unspoken truth: intimacy and unfulfilled desires in later life. Society wants us to believe that these needs fade away with age, but in reality, they don't. They evolve, they transform, and sometimes they become even stronger. Yet when they're ignored or left unmet, they can lead to frustration, emotional distance, and even regret. We'll uncover real-life stories from people facing these silent struggles, expert insights from professionals who've studied this delicate topic, and most importantly, practical, empowering solutions to help you maintain emotional balance, strengthen your relationships, and rediscover harmony with yourself. This isn't just another discussion, it's a guide to navigating one of the most overlooked aspects of aging with dignity, clarity, and peace of mind. Before we begin, if you want more meaningful conversations like this, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. And if you're ready to gain a deeper understanding of yourself and those you love, comment yes below. Your voice matters, and your story deserves to be heard. Let's begin this journey together. Story number 1. A husband's sacrifice and the secret that shattered his home. Turning 50 often brings new challenges: career shifts, health changes, and a deeper longing for stability. For some, it's a chance to reconnect with loved ones, but for others, life's hidden cracks finally begin to show. This was the reality for Daniel and Sophia, couple who believed their love was unshakable, until one devastating discovery rewrote their future. Daniel and Sophia had been married for 16 years. At 51, Daniel was a senior project engineer for an international construction firm, often traveling abroad for months at a time. Sophia, 42, managed their household and cared for their teenage daughter. To their friends, they seemed like a picture-perfect family, admired for their closeness and quiet strength. But beneath the surface, distance was creeping in. Years of Daniel's long absences slowly strained their intimacy. Exhaustion, stress, and eventually, erectile dysfunction weakened their physical connection. Daniel believed providing financial security was enough to show his love, but Sophia yearned for emotional closeness and reassurance, needs she hesitated to express openly. 2 years earlier, Daniel requested a transfer to a local office, hoping to spend more time at home. He turned to his division director, Mr. Reynolds, a charismatic 60-year-old widower known for his generosity and mentorship. "My family needs me," Daniel admitted quietly. "I want to be present for them again." Mr. Reynolds, moved by his sincerity, approved the transfer without hesitation. Daniel was deeply grateful. Out of respect, he often included Sophia and their daughter in company events, even inviting Mr. Reynolds to family dinners. Over time, the Reynolds family and Daniel's became closely intertwined. But hidden beneath these warm exchanges was a growing tension Daniel never noticed. Sophia and Mr. Reynolds had bonded over shared stories of loneliness and longing, developing an emotional closeness neither intended but neither resisted. It began innocently: late-night chats, comforting words, and empathy. Then came the assignment that changed everything. One Friday afternoon, Mr. Reynolds called Daniel into his office. "Daniel," he began, "I need you to oversee a critical project in Dubai. It's only 3 weeks, but your leadership is vital. I promise this will open doors for your career." Trusting his mentor and eager to prove himself, Daniel agreed. Sophia encouraged him too, assuring him she could handle everything at home. 5 days into the trip, Daniel decided to surprise his family by returning 2 days early. He wanted to spend a quiet weekend with Sophia and their daughter. Carrying flowers and a small gift, he walked into their home expecting smiles and laughter. Instead, he stepped into silence. The living room lights were off, and faint music played upstairs. Daniel climbed the stairs slowly, a strange unease stirring in his chest. As he reached the bedroom door, he froze. The muffled sounds of intimacy came from within. With trembling hands, he pushed the door open, and there she was. Sophia, his wife. his partner of 16 years in bed with Mr. Reynolds. Daniel's world stopped. The man he had trusted, admired, and thanked for supporting his family had been betraying him all along. Their affair had lasted 3 years, carefully hidden during his constant travels. Every late-night call, every friendly dinner invitation, every holiday spent together had all been a facade. The bouquet slipped from Daniel's hand, petals scattering across the floor as he collapsed to his knees. Sophia and Mr. Reynolds scrambled for their clothes, stammering excuses he couldn't hear. His mind went blank, his heart shattered under the weight of betrayal. If you're still watching this video, learning from this painful lesson, comment 1 below to let me know you're here with me. For hours, Daniel sat in silence, replaying every moment he had missed, every sign he had ignored. He realized his sacrifices meant to secure their happiness had built the very walls that separated him from his wife. His relentless work, misplaced trust, and failure to communicate had left a void someone else had filled. Daniel's story carries a hard truth. Relationships don't break overnight, they erode slowly when love isn't nurtured. Trust must be guarded, intimacy preserved, and needs openly expressed. Otherwise, silence creates cracks where betrayal can take root. Story number 2. Trapped in silence when my wife's desires surpass my strength. My name is Martin. I'm 72 years old, and my wife, Linda, is 61. She's the love of my life, my partner of over 4 decades, and the mother of our 3 wonderful children, now all grown with families of their own. On the outside, everything about our life seems perfect: comfortable retirement, financial stability, and the joy of being surrounded by grandchildren. But behind closed doors, there's a silent battle I've been fighting, one that has left me feeling helpless and less of a man. For years now, I've been dealing with the realities of aging. Diabetes, hypertension, and constant fatigue have become part of my daily life. These conditions have slowly drained my energy and, inevitably, affected my physical intimacy. The desire I once had has faded, and no matter how hard I try, my body simply doesn't respond the way it used to. Linda, however, is the opposite. At 61, she's vibrant, full of energy, and somehow looks 10 years younger than her age. Her active lifestyle, healthy diet, and regular exercise have kept her youthful, both inside and out. Her desires haven't slowed nearly as much as mine. While my body struggles to keep up, hers continues to demand closeness, passion, and physical connection. I've tried to bridge the gap between us. Over the past few years, I've spent thousands on supplements, medications, and herbal remedies, promising renewed energy and vitality. At first, they helped me keep up with Linda's needs, but soon, my body began resisting. The side effects left me drained, dizzy, and even more fatigued than before. What was meant to restore my masculinity ended up chipping away at my health. Lately, the struggle has become overwhelming. Most mornings, I wake up feeling exhausted before the day even begins. On nights when Linda reaches for me, I'm torn between wanting to make her happy and fearing the toll it'll take on my body. I love her deeply, but every failed attempt chips away at my confidence and leaves me feeling inadequate. What confuses me most is how Linda seems almost untouched by age. I had always assumed that, by this stage in life, her desires would naturally fade, but that hasn't happened. If anything, she's as passionate as she was in her 40s-something I once adored, but now feel powerless to fulfill. I've even woken up in the middle of the night to find her pacing the hallway, doing light exercises, or taking cold showers just to calm herself down. Watching her struggle silently while I battle my own limitations has been heartbreaking. The tension between us is unspoken, but it's there lingering in the spaces where intimacy used to live. I've thought about seeing a urologist or a specialist, but embarrassment holds me back. With our children and grandchildren constantly around, I fear the whispers and questions that could follow. The idea of admitting my struggles, even to a doctor, feels like exposing a part of myself I can't bear to share. Some nights I lie awake and wonder what the future holds. Will Linda eventually grow resentful? Will she seek fulfillment elsewhere? The thought terrifies me, but I can't ignore the possibility. I feel trapped between loving her completely and failing her physically, and it's tearing me apart inside. Still, there's a part of me that hopes things will change, that her desires will soften as we grow older, or that I'll find the courage to seek real medical help without shame. Until then, I'm caught in this silent battle, loving her fiercely, yet fearing every night that I won't be enough for her. Insights and advice for navigating desire in later life. As we grow older, one surprising truth becomes clear: desire doesn't always fade with age. In fact, many seniors find that their emotional and physical needs remain just as strong as before, while their bodies respond very differently. This natural imbalance can lead to frustration, loneliness, or even strained relationships if not handled thoughtfully. The real question is, how can we navigate these powerful desires while maintaining our health, happiness, and peace of mind? The first and most important step is finding balance. If your partner is healthy and willing, intimacy can be a beautiful way to strengthen your emotional bond. Studies show that regular, healthy intimacy can improve blood circulation, lower stress levels, and even boost immunity. But moderation is key. Overindulgence, especially in later life, can put significant strain on the body, sometimes leading to fatigue, heart complications, or other health issues. It's about quality, not quantity. For those whose partners are unable or unwilling to meet these needs, the situation becomes more delicate. Some people are tempted to seek fulfillment outside the relationship, but this often leads to deeper problems. Affairs can create emotional wounds, destroy trust, and expose you to risks like sexually transmitted infections, dangers that become far more severe in older age when the body's defenses are weaker. Instead of acting on fleeting impulses, focus on healthy ways to manage desire. Explore activities that channel your energy positively: regular exercise, meditation, creative hobbies, or even spending more quality time with family and friends. Staying mentally and physically active helps regulate hormonal changes and reduces the overwhelming pull of unmet cravings. Equally important is open communication. Talk with your partner about your needs and listen to theirs. Many couples in later life avoid these conversations out of embarrassment, but silence can lead to resentment. By expressing your concerns openly and honestly, you create room for understanding, compromise, and connection. Finally, never hesitate to seek professional help. Doctors, therapists, and counselors can offer guidance and solutions tailored to your unique situation. Whether it's safe medical options to boost performance, techniques for emotional regulation, or strategies to rekindle intimacy, professional support can make a world of difference. Remember, growing older doesn't mean giving up passion. It simply means learning how to manage it wisely. When desire is balanced with care, understanding, and self-awareness, later life can be filled with deeper intimacy, stronger relationships, and lasting peace of mind. What if I told you that the secret to happiness in your later years has nothing to do with age and everything to do with how you handle your desires? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share could completely change the way you live, love, and find peace. 1. Open up and talk to your partner. Have you ever felt like your partner doesn't understand you anymore? You're not alone. Many older adults quietly struggle with changing desires and shifting levels of intimacy. But here's the truth. The strongest relationships don't survive on silence. They thrive on open, honest conversations. Sit down, talk, and truly listen to each other. It might feel awkward at first, but sharing your feelings about love, affection, and emotional needs creates space for deeper understanding. And here's the twist. Intimacy isn't always about physical closeness. Sometimes it's holding hands, sharing a laugh, or simply enjoying quiet moments together. If you want your bond to stay strong, start talking today, because silence is the real enemy of love. 2. Don't be afraid to seek help. Let me ask you something. When your desires feel too strong to handle, do you try to fight them alone? Stop. Sometimes, uncontrollable urges aren't about willpower at all. They're linked to hormonal changes, stress, or even hidden health issues. That's why it's so important to seek professional help when needed. A doctor or therapist can guide you, give you answers, and most importantly, give you peace of mind. This isn't weakness, it's wisdom. And the sooner you act, the sooner you take back control of your life. 3. Let go of ego and embrace change. Here's a hard truth. The biggest struggle in aging isn't physical, it's emotional. And the thing holding most people back? Ego. We cling to old expectations about what intimacy should look like, and that's where frustration builds. But here's the secret: real love isn't about proving anything. It's about growing together, accepting change, and discovering new ways to connect. When you replace ego with empathy, your relationship transforms. You stop living in the past and start creating new, meaningful moments. That's where peace begins. 4. Understand where your desires come from. What if I told you that your strongest desires aren't always about intimacy at all? Often, they're rooted in loneliness, boredom, or emotional disconnection. Sometimes, even small triggers like a movie scene or a casual conversation can awaken feelings you didn't expect. But here's the power you have: awareness. When you identify your triggers, you take back control. Fill your life with purpose, spend time with loved ones, explore new hobbies, or join community events. A mind that's engaged and fulfilled leaves little room for restless cravings. Don't let your desires control you. Redirect them into passions that make you happier and more alive. 5. Find joy in hobbies and passions. Do you know the hidden danger of retirement and aging? It's not illness, it's idle time. When your mind isn't busy, unproductive thoughts take over. That's why developing hobbies and passions is so important. Take up gardening, painting, birdwatching, or even writing. Join local groups, volunteer, or learn something completely new. Every new skill, every new connection adds meaning to your life. A fulfilled life doesn't leave space for frustration. It keeps your spirit alive, your mind sharp, and your heart at peace. 6. Strengthen your self-discipline. Here's something nobody tells you. Desire is natural, but control is powerful. Before acting on any impulse, pause and ask, will this bring me peace or regret? Does this align with the life I want to live? Could this hurt the people I love? True happiness isn't about indulging every craving, it's about choosing actions that protect your values, relationships, and dignity. Self-discipline gives you freedom. Freedom from regret, guilt, and emotional chaos. It's not about suppressing who you are, it's about becoming who you truly want to be. 7. Master the art of refocusing. What if I told you that the fastest way to control desire is to stop fighting it? Instead, redirect it. Go for a walk, drink a glass of water, listen to music, exercise, or immerse yourself in a hobby. These small shifts can reset your mind instantly. Each time you choose action over temptation, you strengthen your emotional resilience. Over time, this becomes a habit, and habits build character. Your later years aren't meant to be battles with yourself. They're meant to be the most peaceful, fulfilling, and joyful years of your life. Choose activities that nourish your mind and soul, and you'll find balance naturally. If you've made it this far, it means you care about living your best life in your golden years. Here's the truth. Happiness doesn't come from chasing fleeting desires, it comes from connection, purpose, and peace. Life in our later years isn't about fighting against change, it's about learning how to embrace it with wisdom and grace. By understanding our emotions, managing our desires, and focusing on what truly matters, we create deeper connections, stronger relationships, and a calmer, more fulfilling life. I hope today's discussion gave you fresh insights and practical tools to find more peace and balance in your golden years. Remember, happiness doesn't come from ignoring your feelings, it comes from understanding them and choosing what nourishes your heart and soul. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you're going to start doing differently after watching this video? Drop your answer in the comments below. Your story could inspire someone else on the same journey. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like. Share it with someone who might need it today. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next lesson. Your support keeps this community growing and motivates us to bring you more meaningful content. End quote. Thank you for spending this time with us. Until next time, stay connected, stay fulfilled, and keep creating the life you deserve.